In the land of Valdoran, centuries ago, dragons and humans made an unbreakable covenant, a pact to protect the world from chaos and darkness. However, as the years passed, the dragons faded into myth and humans forgot the ancient bond. The kingdoms of men grew in power, and the world descended into war and greed. The balance of nature was disrupted, and deep beneath the earth in the forbidden mountains of Dragonfire, something ancient and malevolent began to stir. Eryndor, a young warrior exiled from his homeland, roams the wilderness seeking redemption. He is a man of quiet strength, with raven black hair and piercing green eyes. His past is shrouded in mystery, but a scar across his face marks the betrayal that led to his exile. Eryndor carries a sword forged in dragonfire, a relic of a forgotten age, given to him by his father, a knight who once served under the ancient banner of the Dragon's Covenant. One fateful evening, as Eryndor shelters beneath the twisted trees of the Bloodwood Forest, he hears whispers carried by the wind, ominous and unintelligible. Shadows move unnaturally between the trees, and the air thickens with the scent of ash. Before he can react, a figure emerges from the darkness, Astrid, a sorceress with a haunting beauty. She has silvery hair, violet eyes, and an aura of mystery. Astrid warns him that the covenant is broken and the dragons, once protectors, are now waking in fury. "We must find the last Dragonlord," she says, "before it's too late." Far to the east, in the ancient ruins of Dragonlord, a dragon stirs. This is Virith, an ancient and fearsome dragon with scales of onyx and eyes that burn like molten gold. Virith was once a guardian of the covenant, but centuries of slumber have left him bitter and filled with rage. He has witnessed the desecration of the land, the wars, and the greed of men. Now, with the covenant shattered, Virith seeks to bring ruin to the kingdoms of men, starting with the city of Eldora, the seat of the King Alistair, who rules the land with an iron fist. Eryndor and Astrid journey toward Dragonlord, guided by visions of the dragon's awakening. Along the way, they encounter strange and dangerous creatures, remnants of a time when magic still ruled the earth. Aryn, a thief with a sharp wit and a talent for getting into trouble, joins their party after Eryndor saves him from a band of marauding mercenaries. Aryn is small, quick, with sandy hair and mischievous blue eyes. He provides the comic relief the group sorely needs, though his past hides secrets of its own. As the group reaches the borders of Eldora, they witness the destruction left in Virith's wake. Villages burned, fields scorched, and the blackened corpses of those who dared oppose the dragon. The urgency of their quest weighs heavily on them, but Eryndor's heart is torn. His homeland lies ahead, a place he swore never to return. As they delve deeper into the heart of Eldora, Astrid reveals that the last Dragonlord, Tiberian, is a descendant of the ancient line of dragon riders. He alone can restore the covenant, but he has been imprisoned by King Alistair, who seeks to use the dragon's power for his own ends. Tiberian is a man of great wisdom and strength, with a weathered face and silver hair. Once a hero, he is now a broken man, kept in chains in the dungeons of Eldor Keep. Eryndor and his companions hatch a daring plan to infiltrate Eldor Keep and free Tiberian, knowing that without him, they stand no chance against Virith. The journey through the city is perilous, as King Alistair's forces patrol the streets, and rumors of the dragon's approach spread panic among the people. The companions face danger at every turn, but with Aryn's quick hands and Astrid's magic, they manage to slip into the keep undetected. The reunion between Tiberian and Eryndor is tense, as the old Dragonlord recognizes the sword Eryndor carries. It was forged in the flames of Virith's ancestors, and Tiberian knows it is the key to sealing the covenant once more. "We must hurry," Tiberian says gravely. The dragon comes, and this time, there will be no mercy. With Tiberian freed, the group races toward Dragonlord, where they must confront Virith before he brings ruin to the entire realm. Along the way, Tiberian teaches Eryndor the ways of the Dragonlords, and how to awaken the ancient magic within the sword. But time is short, and the magic is dangerous, threatening to consume Eryndor if he is not careful. As they near Dragonlord, Virith senses their approach. The dragon's fury shakes the very earth, and the skies darken as storm clouds gather, summoned by the ancient power that courses through his veins. Eryndor, Astrid, Aryn, and Tiberian stand at the foot of the mountain, facing the impossible. The battle that follows is fierce and unrelenting. Eryndor clashes with Virith, wielding the dragonfire sword, while Astrid summons powerful spells to protect them. Tiberian, though weakened, calls upon the ancient bond between dragon and rider, trying to remind Virith of the covenant that once united them. Aryn, though not a warrior, uses his cunning to create distractions and sabotage the dragon's lair. In the end, it is Eryndor who must make the ultimate sacrifice. To restore the covenant, he binds his soul to the sword, becoming the next Dragonlord and sealing the pact once more. The dragon's wrath is calmed, and with a final agonized roar, Virith returns to his slumber, the balance restored. Peace returns to the land of Valdorin, though the scars of the battle remain. King Alistair, humbled by the events, relinquishes his throne, and the kingdom is rebuilt. Eryndor, now the last Dragonlord, disappears into legend, watching over the realm from the shadows, ensuring the covenant between dragons and humans is never broken again. Astrid returns to her homeland, her bond with Eryndor unspoken but everlasting, while Aryn, ever the wanderer, continues his life of mischief, though now with a greater purpose, to ensure the story of the dragon's covenant is never forgotten. Years after the battle with Virith, rumors begin to spread that dark forces are stirring once more in the far reaches of Valdorin. Eryndor, now a nomadic guardian, finds himself drawn to a distant land where the ancient magic of dragons lingers. Though the world has largely forgotten the dragon's covenant, remnants of the old ways still survive, and there are those who wish to use them for their own gain. Eryndor rides through the harsh desert of Skaldris, where forgotten temples lie buried beneath the sands. He has felt a pull toward this place for weeks, sensing something is amiss. When he arrives at the temple ruins, he finds Aryn waiting for him. The thief, now older and wiser, has taken up a new role as a protector of ancient relics, though his mischievous nature still shines through. "What took you so long?" Aryn grins, gesturing toward the temple entrance. The two descend into the temple, where they find a mural depicting the dragon's covenant and a second, forgotten pact. This pact speaks of a time before even Virith's ancestors, when the Serpent Lords ruled the skies. Their power was sealed away by the dragons to prevent them from destroying the world. "The seal is weakening," Eryndor says, studying the ancient symbols. "We need Astrid." As if summoned by his words, Astrid arrives, her presence as otherworldly as ever. She has been following the same trail, sensing the disturbance in the magic that binds the Serpent Lords. Together, the trio realizes that a dark cult seeks to break the seal and unleash these primordial creatures upon the world. The cult, led by Malcore, a former advisor to King Alistair, has gained a following among those who believe the Serpent Lords can bring power and prosperity to Valdorin. Malcore is a sinister figure, dressed in dark robes with a snake tattoo coiling up his neck. His motives are clear: he seeks to harness the ancient power of the Serpent Lords to dominate the world. Eryndor, Astrid, and Aryn track Malcore and his followers through the desert to the caverns of Calathor, a place said to be where the last battle between the Serpent Lords and dragons took place. The air inside the caverns hums with dark magic, and as they venture deeper, they feel the weight of an ancient evil pressing down upon them. Inside the heart of the caverns, Malcore has already begun the ritual to break the seal. Astrid attempts to stop him, but the power of the Serpent Lords begins to seep into the world. Giant, ethereal serpents coil in the air, their scales shimmering like liquid silver. Eryndor engages Malcore in a fierce battle, their swords clashing as magic surges around. Just as Malcore is about to break the final part of the seal, Tiberian arrives, having sensed the disturbance from afar. Though weakened, his connection to the dragons allows him to temporarily push back the power of the Serpent Lords. But the seal is damaged, and it is only a matter of time before it shatters completely. "We need to bind the Serpent Lords as we did Virith," Tiberian says, his voice heavy with the burden of another battle against ancient forces. With the seal on the verge of breaking, Eryndor realizes that the only way to bind the Serpent Lords is by renewing the dragon's covenant in a more powerful form. The sword of dragonfire he carries, now imbued with his own soul, holds the key. But it will take more than just his strength. It requires the combined will of all those bound by the ancient pact. Astrid, Tiberian, and even Aryn, though hesitant, join their power with Eryndor's. Together, they channel the magic of the dragons, binding it to the sword once more. The ritual is perilous, and the strain nearly breaks them. As they perform the binding, the Serpent Lords lash out, their spectral forms writhing in fury. Eryndor steps forward, holding the sword high as its blade glows with an intense light. The cavern shakes as the power of the Dragonlord surges through him, and with one final, agonizing effort, he drives the sword into the heart of the seal. The Serpent Lords scream in fury as their forms are pulled back into the void, and the seal is restored stronger than ever. As the light fades, the caverns fall silent. Eryndor collapses, his strength utterly spent. But the Serpent Lords are contained once more, and the ancient covenant is renewed. Tiberian, though weary, smiles faintly. "You've done what no one else could," he says. "You are truly the last Dragonlord." Years later, peace reigns once more in Valdoran. The story of the Dragon's Covenant is passed down from generation to generation, and the people of the land never forget the sacrifices made to protect them from ancient evils. Eryndor, though rarely seen, still walks the land as the guardian of the Covenant, his presence a reminder of the balance between man and dragon. Astrid, now a respected elder in her homeland, watches over the realm from afar, her bond with Eryndor as strong as ever, though their paths rarely cross. Aryn, ever the wanderer, has become a legend in his own right, telling tales of his adventures and the time he stood against the Serpent Lords. His mischief remains, but his heart is now one of a protector. As for the dragons, they slumber once more, their ancient power waiting, bound by the covenant that will forever ensure peace between their kind and the world of men. And so, the Dragon's Covenant endures, a legacy of heroes, magic, and the unbreakable bond between man and dragon.